Alright, in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips to become a better entry fragger in Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to first off explain what an entry fragger is, and then I'm going to go into the tips. These are tips mainly for the attacking side of things, like entry fragging on attack, because on defense there's loads of different other things that can go into it and that you can do. So I might make a part 2 for defense if that's what you want to see. So let me know in the comments if you do. So what is entry fragging? Generally there'll be 2 entry fraggers on your team, and these are the 2 most aggressive players. Now the goal of an entry fragger is to take space and to get control for the round. Now there's a big misconception that people will say that entry fraggers are just meant to run in and get kills. That's not necessarily the case. The main idea of an entry fragger is to clear space and make way. So that means generally you're the first person into the building, or first 2 people into the building, and like into the contested rooms. Now this will mean that you will have to get more frags, and you'll have to be like mechanically skilled or mechanically like confident, which is, I mean, pretty much a given at that point when you're going to be the entry fragger. So you're not the idea of an entry fragger is to go in, take space, and like gain control. So the first tip for being a good entry fragger is pacing, and this basically means the speed at which you're progressing through the round. Now I'm going to use Bank as an example because like it's a big map, so you have to take a lot of time to go through it, and you have to go through it right. So let's assume the site is basement. So when it comes to pacing, you want to think about how you can find shortcuts to clear map control without like overlooking certain things. You want to make sure you have full control of the map, or full control of what you need for your attack, without overlooking things in the shortest way possible. If I just said, right, okay, I want my droner to drone me in all the way through top floor, all the way down through lobby, through tellers, through archives, through open area, through kitchen, and then I start pushing the site in basement, I'm going to be pushing site with no time left on the clock, because it takes far too long to clear everything like that. So that's where pacing comes in to actually like go in faster and try and figure out what you want to do. Generally you want to kind of think about it like this: you have 15 to 20 seconds really to get from spawn to the building, and that's like to care for spawn peaks and stuff like that, and to actually like run across to where you need to be. And then you have round about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to like actually clear the map control that you need, which will leave you about 40 seconds, 45 seconds for the execute phase, which is when you'll be trying to get a plant on site. So what that means is you need to take as much like speed, use as much speed as you can to get through the map control phase in as little time as possible. So I'll give you some quick little pointers to help with your pacing through the round. If you use pre-placed drones on like bank basement attack, you can put one pre-placed drone here, for example top square, and one pre-placed drone top by Canto, if you get like 2 teammates to help you out with this. Now from these 2 drones you can see that if anybody at all goes up any of the 3 staircases to go top floor, so you will know if you hold these drones on the prep phase and a little bit into the extra phase if the whole top floor is clear, which it might be, and then that'll mean that you don't even need to even look at going into top floor because you know it's already going to be clear. So at that point you can start pushing straight for open area and already skip out a whole floor of the map of control, which will really help with the pace. And think about how much time it'll take you to get inside above, drone around, make sure it's clear, check if it's not clear, clear out people up there. And it'll mean that if you see somebody come up the stairs on the drones, then you'll know that you have to clear it, and if you don't see anybody, then you know you don't, and it makes it so much quicker and so much easier. The second tip that I'll give you for you is the pacing. It's not really to like help your speed, it's more to like keep you locked in, and it's to have a kind of like a hush command, which is like a call out that someone will use to basically mean chill, like slow down, shut up, and don't, and like stop what you're doing basically. Because when you're entering, it's very easy to get like overzealous. You might go and get a couple of kills and want to like progress faster and keep going, get the momentum, and then at that point you might end up doing something silly and dying. So having this command to be like, yo, chill, as long as it's like listened to, is a really important thing, because it'll mean that like let's say I've cleared open area, I've got 2 kills. Wait, let me just like I don't know, I'll peek down main or something, I'll peek this, I'll peek that, trying to get it like more kills. When in reality, if you have someone to go like, yo, chill, or like say the hush command, and you realize, oh shit, yeah, wait, we could just gather up again and recollect our thoughts and redraw something and check things out. And it's just an easier way to not like get caught up in the momentum of things. The second tip for being a good entry fragger is coordination. Entry fragging in general is not just trying to run in and get freebies on your own. It's not just being the solo like lone wolf, run in, kill everybody, go on to the next round, kill everybody again. Being a good entry fragger is making space for your team, creating map control like I've said before. So How you want to do this, how you want to coordinate this, is you want to first coordinate with your droner, who should be your hard support or your secondary support operator. What you wanted them to do is you want to tell them where they need to drone. So let's say I'm going to go into open area window. I want you to drone through print. I want you to drone open area, and then check kitchen and check bottom square door maybe. And then you'll know that because you've told them what to drone. You'll know where they're going to be going, so you can follow up on their drone. You can push in with the drone, and they can also like hold things that they're not droning. So like if my drone's gone through kitchen now, I'll know kitchen's clear unless he's saying something about kitchen, so I'll know to watch something else. And then if he says, okay, there's someone in kitchen, I can turn around, fight kitchen, kind of thing. Who you also want to communicate though with your second entry as well. You and your like the first and second entry should be always talking to each other about what they're doing and what's going on. So like the first entry will be like, okay, I'm gonna push open area now. I'm gonna go clear kitchen. I'm gonna go clear kitchen, so I'll go and pick this angle. And like peek behind the table, make sure kitchen's good. And then the second entry can realise about that okay, well I need to go cover his back. I'll hold admin, I'll hold the open area double door, and I'll just keep checking his back. And then if the guy dies to the kitchen, then you'll know, okay, the second entry will know, okay, I need to go try and refrag that and get the refrag. Basically it's like communication between everybody on the team, but the first and second entry need to either be like good at listening to the IGL's communication, like the hard support droning should be like, okay, it could either be that the entries are telling the droner where to go, or it could be that the droner is telling the entries where to go, whichever like dynamic fits you and your stack best. But as long as there's some sort of communication between the IGL and the entry fragger, or the droner and the entry fragger, it doesn't have to be IGL, and also the entry fragger and the second entry, the first and second entry. The third tip that I'm going to give you for being a good entry fragger is confidence. This should probably go without saying, but if you're going to be on entry, you need to be confident in your ability to get kills. You need to be confident in your ability to frag out. You don't have to like think, well, I'll go in every round, I'll get 5 kills every round. But you need to have confidence in your ability to swing people and pick people, because that's what you're going to be doing a lot of. Like, a lot of times when you're trying to clear map control, the defenders know that this will be where you're trying to clear, so they'll know that, okay, we probably should hold this, or we probably should do something about this. So they might try and hold it aggressively, they might try and flank it, they might try and have like vertical play on something like that, basically. So you need to have confidence to be able to like swing off the info that your drone has given you. Like if they say someone's open area, you need to be able to be confident enough to swing and kill them. And trust the call-outs as well. I am going to be making a full video on confidence in Siege, like how to be more confident in your ability in playing, not just for entry fragging but for all roles. So if you want to see that, then make sure you drop a sub. But some quick tips that I'll give you is to first of all warm up. If you're not sure how to warm up, or you don't know good warm-up routines, I've made a warm-up routine on my channel, so if you want to check that out as well, you can. But essentially you want to warm up and be ready to actually go into a game and feel comfortable in your aim and your settings. Also, just playing more on the entry role, you'll be more confident in swinging things because you'll have more reps, like more in the gym. If you go to the gym, you'll know that, okay, if you want to like progressively overload, you want to increase your reps, you want to do more reps of things, more repetitions. Everything gets better with more repetitions. Like, I mean, the saying practice makes perfect is a very, very true thing. Also, honestly, just even like giving yourself the confidence of like telling yourself that you can do this and telling yourself that you're good at things, it will help you as well. Sometimes it might be false, but sometimes you need a bit of false confidence just to give you that little bit of an extra push. As long as it's not to the point where it's like egotistical and over the top. As long as you have like the self-awareness to know what's going on in reality. But like if you tell yourself that you're able to do things, and you tell yourself that you're able to the way that I like to think about it is, if you tell yourself you can't do something, you'll never be able to. But if you tell yourself you can, even if you don't like possess the mechanical ability, you might still pull it off. That's kind of how I like to think about it. I always tell myself that I can do things, I always tell myself that I can, and then hopefully I can. Now the fourth tip that I'm going to give you for entry fragging is to play for control over frags. Now what does this mean? I've said this a lot of times so far in this video, because I'm trying to hammer this home, that the point of an entry fragger is to gain control. It's not to just run in, get 2 kills and die, run and get 1 kill and die, run and get 4 kills and die. What your job as an entry fragger is to do is to clear what you need. So again, the bank basement example, you want to make sure top floor is clear, you want to clear open area, you want to get the hatch control. That's the control that you need, open area and the hatches. Now you want to try and go for the server, so you want to entry server stairs, kill the guy server stairs if they have one, push down server and get that control. So it's all about getting control of the map, getting control of areas that you need. Now it will also mean that doing this, you will have more frags than most players, because you are in the most fights, you're in the most aggressive like spot. You should have the most frags if you're doing things right. It doesn't mean that the whole idea of your job is to get frags. Like, you're not just a one-man army going to run in and get frags every game. Now the fifth and final tip for this video is utility usage. I've hammered home about how you have to get control, and this can be through fragging, but it's also about pushing people back. Not just about clearing out of positions by killing them, but by making them fall off. So let's say, a good example I can give for this is the bank top floor site. You want to clear like square control, and then breach into site, and then like clear, and get a plant behind the desk basically. So you might open up this wall, like have head holes, you might open it up fully. But what also people like to do is, if you have square control, they might have a shield here. Now, being an entry fragger is about trying to clear them out of that spot by killing them, but it also might just be getting rid of the shield with the ash charge or with some form of utility, so that they have to fall back, or they have to aggress up and swing, which at that point you can either kill them or they'll fall back and stay alive, but at least you'll get the control that you're looking for. Remember, control over frags. And it comes into play with things like flashbangs as well. Basically in Siege, whatever utility you die with, you don't get it back in the next round. You don't have spawning with 6 flashbangs the next round because you didn't use any. So why not use everything at your disposal before you die? Why not make sure before you go in you put a claymore down somewhere, you put 2 claymores down somewhere, you put your flank drones up, you make sure your drones are in good spots before you make a push that could potentially kill you. Make sure every bit of utility you have, you use it for something helpful for your team. There's literally no reason not to flash a room before entering, like if you know somebody's in there. There's literally no reason not to do things like that. There's no reason not to use your utility before you die, if you're going to go into a position that could potentially like get you killed. Unless, obviously, the only like thing to say about that, like to not do that, is if you need the utility for something, like you want to make vert charges, vert with your ash charges because you don't have a vert player, then okay, maybe don't do that, but you'll know that in the situation because it'll come up and it'll be very apparent that that's what you need to do with the utility. When it comes, again, I'm going to talk about flashbangs a bit. When it comes to like clearing people out of positions, let's say I'm just holding this janitor as a defender. I'm a defender here holding this, or holding the holes into stock if there should be some here, like prone holes, and you can hold the jump in from stock. If I'm an attacker pushing square trying to clear this guy out, I can either like go for the 50-50 of trying to swing him, which again, that is just a 50-50, probably more winnable for the defender, because all they need to do is hold this, like just hold the doorway, and you need to know exactly where they are, so you need to clear all these angles until you get to them. Or you can use utility, use a flashbang, use some form of utility to clear, to like displace them, or to like get info of them, or to like stop them from being able to fight back basically, and make it less of a 50-50 gunfight and more in your favour. A rule that I learned from, I want to say it was Meepy, was to never take a fair gunfight. Always try and take gunfights where you have the advantage. And I think I've said this in videos before, but it's a really valid like point to take, a really valid sort of bit of information. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next video.